wives then cheated on their husband? How many husbands then cheated on their wives? What is love?
And see, he getting philosophical. That's why I wanted to really tackle this because he's talking about topics that I don't think we as a society has truly tackled. Oh, welcome back, man. This is Logical MOG Jet speaking right here, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. We about to get into a quick little video. This video I think is very interesting. It's a topic about pimps and the mentality of pimps, how they view society, in particular women, right? I think it's important for men in today's society, young and old, to see how these mentalities and these different thought processes is going into, different people's, brain, and how they viewing these things, and how did people become the way they became. How did a pimp become a pimp? I mean, I think it's plenty of context out there, but I'm just reacting to it in general, to kind of spotlight it, highlight it to a degree, because I think it's important, right? Overall, in general, when we think about the mentality and the idea of a good vast majority of these guys, we take for granted that, right now a lot of women aren't 304s. They're still, I say, look, it's 50-50 right now, but I do believe overall, certain things are like getting married, etc., like that, by the state, etc., things of that nature, the laws, etc., are bad, right? So we have to be cognizant of that. So because of that, a lot of dudes is adapting or adopting the mentality of the pimp, because the pimp mentality pretty much puts you in a dominant position over a particularly attractive woman, and people want to know, how did that happen? How did those things exist, right? And I think it's an intriguing topic, intriguing subject, right? Because by and large, the pimp, he comes in the game with a certain way of thinking, a certain way of doing things, and he doesn't play any games, especially when it comes to the woman that he's dealing with. So I think by and large, it's intriguing to most men about those things. Like, most dudes is looking like, yo, how can I get something like that? How can I get something similar to what old boy's getting here? How can I get something similar to, not only to the point where this woman is bringing back his money, but a lot of that's a whole dichotomy in itself as well. But those are things that we're going to talk about, get into. I think they're interesting, and I feel like we need to have those type of conversations, right? So without further ado, man, I've been holding you on too long. Just a quick little introduction. Let's get into the video itself, man.
It's a nada. That's a no bueno. In this game, that don't work. I mean, Sugar Free said it best, man. Love ain't nothing but two people feeling sorry for each other. You know what I'm saying? And they don't get nowhere, like a treadmill stuck in a cell block.
So already you see this pimp's mentality immediately is, we don't bend or fold. The way we think about things is different. The way we view women in general is different. The way we view love, every aspect of the relationship dynamic, we view it differently than the average and common dude. And I think this is an insight onto how his psyche works. He's thinking in these manners because, again, for him, why would I do these things y'all want me to do, bro? Come on, man. It's not making sense. It doesn't make sense. Why would I do this? Because at the end of the day, look at the results. And life is a result. A lot of people's, in their worldview, life is a results-driven type of society. People don't want to hear from people who don't put results out, right? Your job got a deadline, etc., whatever that may be. Hey, man, look, I want results, man. Without results, hey, there's nothing to talk about. So in this case, he's referring to this for results. Like love and things of that nature, relationships is a results driven business. So he doesn't think it can actually exist without true love, which is, I don't depend on the results. I'm there for you regardless, to support and, to cherish, etc.
It's funny to me, bro. Like, I can't feel love. You know what I'm saying? How many wives then cheated on their husband? How many husbands then cheated on their wives? What is love?
And see, he getting philosophical. That's why I wanted to really tackle this, because he's talking about topics that I don't think we as a society has truly tackled with the advancements in technology, across the board. I don't think we've truly tackled certain concepts yet, certain ideas yet, um, because we're doing things antiquated in a lot of ways. Like, what is love? What does that mean? Right? What are those? What is the core value of these things? Um, and is it time to go back to the drawing board to some degree? Like, why am I using antiquated tactics in a system where we got cell phones, so many different things? I'm not gonna name a litany of devices, but you get my drift. Internet, etc., social media, the whole bang. It's a different time. So why are we still loving in an antiquated way that pretty much only existed under a certain, when people's average, how many people you even know or even known of was maybe a 5,000, 10,000 amount of people. You was basically constricted to the people in your environment at that time. But nowadays, you see everybody everywhere. So I can talk to people in different countries at different times, different time zones. It's a difference, man. It's a difference. So I think that's something that we need to really, look at by and large.
One pimp told me, OG Bob, man, he told me straight like this, man. You only as good as what you tell these bitches and what you show these bitches.
Again, a results-driven world, a results-driven economy, and specifically in the West, you only as good as what you show and tell, man. And a lot of women, this is one of the reasons why a lot of women get, finessed, because they don't view love and relationships in the true sense of what love and relationships are supposed to be about. They view it on what you got and what you don't have, the have and have nots, which is why people assume when you get money, you can get women, when it should not have that big of a change in dynamic. Because if you were you know shitty person, that don't mean you should get women, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you're a shitty human, you shouldn't be out here getting females, man. You get what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? If you showing this bitch you want to love on her and kiss on her, is that love gonna ride you to the stove? Is that love gonna get you a glass of milk?
Resources, resources, man. And he's talking about, is your resources, everything is determined upon your resources, man. As a man, by and large. So it gives the question: what do I do in that situation as a man? How do we maneuver? How do we have that conversation? Can we have that conversation? I don't know, because a lot of women's mentality is they just not and I don't even think nowadays resources is enough. They need way more than that. They need everything. They want everything, bro. They want the resources, and I think physical resources, meaning how you look, attractiveness, things of that nature. They want all of it, bro.
No. Love ain't gonna pay no bills. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as love goes, I got love for hoes. As far as the ones that give me my dope.
That's deep. And see, he's basically flipping the switch. He's saying, listen, if a female, how these females treat men to a degree of, you are the amount of money you can offer me and or help me ultimately acquire and or give to me. He is viewing the woman in a similar fashion. You are what you can give me. If you can't give me what I ask, hey, I don't even want to have a conversation, right? I don't even want to talk about any of the stuff you talking about, bro. You can't give me what I asked for, bro, right? So it's fucked up that way, but in a sense, that's life, man. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. The world right now is it's in a flux. It's in a weird position. Unfortunately, but at the same time, these are things you have to be cognizant of. These are things you gotta, pay attention to.
I mean, I don't love these hoes. I don't love these hoes. Hell no, and I don't.
And see, it's important. He said he doesn't love these hoes or these 304s. And you gotta ask yourself, what is he truly referring to when he says this? Because a 304 or a hoe, etc., they're already that before you meet them. So the question I ask him is, why are you talking to hoes? I don't talk to 304s. There's nothing to talk about. Um, if I was to deal with them, which I don't, because it's just not, every aspect of the 304 is a detriment. She's a liability across the board in every respect. There's nothing to talk about. in any facet of life. There's nothing to discuss, right? So what is there to talk about? Why is he falling? There's no such thing as falling in love with a 304, because by definition, that's like saying, bro, do you fall in love with somebody doing something to your mom, or like, bro, it's a question that doesn't even make sense in itself. The premise don't make sense. Why are you even dealing with something that disastrous to your life, bro? Would you mess with fentanyl? No, bro. Would you mess with any hard core substances? No, bruh. Because again, it's self-explanatory.
Love no woman.
Have you ever loved a hoe?
Never.
Never. And I understand why he coming from that. But again, the question was, if we look at this, the question itself, have you ever loved a 304? No. How could you love a 304? It's not possible. Now, I believe he's loved a woman before, because a woman and a 304 to me are not the same. A 304 has reduced herself to lesser than, at least in a man's eyes, to a certain degree. Um, Now, can she be redeemed? Possibly. It depends on the damage. It's like saying, can a doctor heal wounds that get messed up? Depending on how much damage you took, bro. If you took 25 shots to the face, bro, it's nothing he can do. I mean, I don't even think that's possible to even survive something like that. But again, things happen, and dudes think they can. So it's like, okay, if it's possible, but at the end of the day, probability is probably really low, right? And that's how we looking at this, man. Pretty simple, pretty cut and dry.
Have you come close, like got butterflies and been like, damn, I'm kind of feeling myself?
No kizzy. No kizzy, no cap, hell yeah. Fuck you mean, man? Turn me out to the game. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm 16 years old, man.
So he been feeling this way since he was 16. He been dealing with these women since he was 16 in a certain fashion, right? So when you really captivate and really listen to what's going on with the boy, he really is feeling some type of way about his situation in life. But he was a child when he got in the game. He was a child. So how could you even blame him? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a child, bruh. Come on, man. He a child, man. But at the same time, he hasn't matured in certain aspects because he's still thinking in certain ways, right? Like, come on, bro. A lot of these dudes, man, I'm like, listen, you gotta cut the bullshit, man. You gotta get to the core of this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's in itself dependent upon the guy himself, right?
I'm like, man, she brought me Bluskianis, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't as much as this, it wasn't no trap like this, you feel me? But I was 16 years old, the bitch brought me $2,700. You understand me? And I was like, I was debating on whether I should buy her some Wingstop.
He was debating, bro. That's a hard conversation. Should I buy her some Wingstop? You know what I'm saying? Can I give her the 5-piece combo? Extra large Coke, no ice. I was debating it. A $10 meal. At that time, he was 16. That's like 10 years ago. 20, 15 years ago. We talking maybe a $6 combo, $6 meal with $2,700. He couldn't spend if you even do percentage wise, 1% of 2,700 would be $27. He couldn't spend less than 1% on shorty. Think about that. He couldn't spend less than 1% on her, bruh. His mentality wouldn't let him. And let's see what he did after he came to that conclusion.
Or I should keep the money in my pocket and keep going hard on this bitch.
What'd you do?
I went hard on that bitch. But
And he was doing this at 16, y'all. He was doing this at 16, going hard. You understand? So it's tough.
I thought about it, man. I was at Wingstop like this, about to spend on it. Like, man, what the fuck? Nah. She can go get that right back how she got it. You know what I'm saying? Because a man shall have a plan in this game. You know, if you ain't got no plan, you determined to fail. And
It was good wisdom, bro. But at the same time, I could even break down what he's doing. His real life actions is displaying that he's about to fail. Society is about to change dramatically, and he's caught up in antiquated ways, right? Um, unfortunately. But the core of his message was true. I felt it, which is also why I say again, it's crazy that he came with that type of wisdom, but then he's doing those type of actions that are antiquated and that will ultimately pass him up. Where 20 years from now, if he don't change his ways, he gonna probably end up homeless, man. Let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? And I do personally, I believe the position of a pimp is weak. That's my personal opinion. You shouldn't have to make money off a female as a man. If you're doing such a thing, what does that say about you? All right, as a man, what did that say about you? Do I blame him? Yes and no, because he got in the game at 16. But you gotta learn. Like I said, life is gonna have to teach him some hard truths and some hard lessons. Let's keep it moving though.
That's just how it is. I don't care how you look at it, how you slice it. Having a girlfriend too, holding hands, kicking cans. You kissing and she tricking off.
Again, he's giving you some wisdom. These things he's saying, I agree with at the core of the message. Hey man, you getting the girls, man. A lot of these females is moving like 304s. So if it move like a 304, it's a 304, bro. We not about to play no games. We not about to cut no cut out. We not about to bullshit. If it move like a 304, bro, it's a 304, bro. Like cut the bullshit, man. So if she a 304 and you out here holding hands, kissing her, making love, making love, right? You getting yourself caught up in the mix, man.
That's not it.
You think that's gay?
I believe damn sure it's gay.
So he's basically saying, look, you out here kissing women that you shouldn't even be making love with. And a lot of dudes is doing this right now. Which is why I say the mentality of the pimp, to some degree, some aspects of the pimp mentality, I think is a can help men, some aspects of it, not the full package though. I believe you can the saying goes, you can eat the meat, take the meat off the bones, etc. Don't eat the bones as well, stuff like that. I don't know if that's 100% how it go, but you get my drift. You don't have to do what he's doing 100%, but some things he is saying has value.
Oh, he's coming all on his lip.
Yeah, man, dudes out here man. A lot of these women smashing multiple dudes in a day, and you out here making full blown love to the female, and you tying it down, which is absolutely insane when you think about it from the man's mentality, from the man's point of view. No.
Hey, yeah, baby, come give me a kiss.
Yeah, man, that's not a good look, man. It's not a good look at all, man.
Come on, that's not makeup.
It's not makeup, man.
Yeah, go ahead and kiss and makeup. Just go and make that check right.
And that's the dude channel I got it from, Channel 5. You can go check that video out, etc. It's just a quick little video. It wasn't too long, and I think, like he said, the full episode's on Patreon if you want to watch the whole interview between him and the guy. But ultimately, at the core of the value, hey man, you gotta leave these females alone. That's on that type of time. Any person that's doing that type of stuff they was doing, leave them joints alone, bro. All right. But as you see in the pimp mentality, slowly, the red pill, the manosphere, the adoption of alpha mentalities, etc. A lot of those core values is coming from the pimp mentality, right? And that's why I said we have to make sure that we simplify and iron out the BS of the bullshit of the mentality. And because I'm not a red pill guy per se, I believe in some tenets of it, but some aspects of it, but some things I believe they're also confused on as well. And you can say that about multiple spaces on the internet and on YouTube, etc. You got to be careful. But ultimately, by and large, MGTOW, red pill, all that, I agree with them on a large, vast majority of the content. But there's certain aspects they got to clean up to me to really get the most value out of things. And like I said, I'm a passport bro. At the core. A lot of these things y'all subjugating yourself to, man. You don't have to, right? You don't have to deal with. You don't have to put up. Like, if he had any mentality to understand the world he living in, he wouldn't even have to do the things he's doing, because he would already understand he a 1% man in itself, in entirety, everything like that. So these things I think are important when you talk about the topics and understand things. But ultimately, man, if you got to this point in the video, I want to say I thank you, man. I truly do. I want to say I appreciate you for coming and spending some time with me, man, as we break down, talk about topics and concepts and react to stuff like that. Like I said, I got way more content on the way. Haven't been as consistent as I would like because I've been in the works, really putting in work to create elite content for my brothers, man. So overall, man, I appreciate you if you got to this point in the video. By and large, though, ultimately, man, keep doing what you need to do. Take care of business. A lot of things is coming up. Like Kevin Samuel said not too long ago, winter is coming. It will be coming. A lot of dudes is gonna be caught up. They're gonna be in these situations they're not gonna be able to get out of without taking major losses. Things about to get bad, women and men, right? But for you, my brother out there who actually putting in the work, my sister out there who actually moving differently, hey, you gonna be getting W's, man. Straight, you might have a Jordan season, 72 and what was it, 72 and 9. Yeah, you gonna be out here balling, right? But ultimately, man, I thank you if you got to this point in the video. Like I said, amazing content coming on the way for my guys, all facets. You know what it is. Ultimately, man, I appreciate you, and I hope to see you on more videos. Give me your thoughts on this issue. Give me your thoughts on this topic. I think it's interesting in the left. You know what I'm saying? I think it's really a intriguing point of view. But y'all know what it is, man. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.